Nye County Republican Central Committee had actually scheduled one. My opponent, for whatever reason, wasn't able to make it, so they rescheduled it. My opponent chose not to show up. She was actually in Tonopah campaigning. I showed up expecting to debate her, and much to my surprise, she wasn't there, so I was able to talk to the audience members. The debates are different than candidate nights. Candidate nights, you ask any question you want. There's no rebuttal period. There's no control of the debate. Debates are actually defined through the Federal Election Commission. It sets up the formats. And in a debate, you have a moderator. Questions are submitted ahead of time. You have a time limit, and your opponent's allowed to rebut what you say. You're allowed to rebut what your opponent says.
Karen Jackson from KNI also set up another debate at the Prump Nugget, which Sharon Wehrly wasn't able to attend either.
That's correct. There were several of us sheriff's candidates that were there. I believe my opponent had her son read a statement. And then, of course, he wasn't allowed to talk because he's not the candidate. And you need the candidate there because the audience can judge the candidate's qualifications by their answer, the demeanor, how they respond to the questions put forth to them.
KPVM TV has asked for you guys to have a 2-hour live debate. What's going on with that?
When I received the invitation from Mr. Van Winkle, within 30 seconds I responded that name the date, the time, the place, and we'll show up. And then I forwarded the email to my campaign manager, Laura Billman, and she immediately responded to Mr. Van Winkle's email saying that yes, we're ready, willing, and able to debate.
And then also we got a response from Sharon Wehrly, a little delayed. Her campaign person says that we were accidentally, passed over on the response, but she'd rather have a kind of an open forum meet and greet. Why is it important for people to see the debates and see what we have out there as far as candidates?
In the meet and greets, if I'm the candidate, I can pick and choose who I want in the audience. So if I know that an audience member is going to ask a tough question or ask a question that requires me to answer something about myself that might be negative, I don't have to call on that person. In a debate, they stick to the issues of the particular office that you are trying to get elected to. It avoids the personal attacks upon candidates. It avoids candidates sticking with questions that are favorable to them. Because in debates, you're asked tough, hard questions, and some of them may not be favorable to you, but you still have to answer them. Much like if you were the elected person, when the news media comes up and asks you questions, they're not just going to ask you sugar-coated questions. They're going to ask you hard, tough questions, and you have to be able to answer them.